Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here at the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. And today it's just me. Ben is not with me, but I do just want to run through some charts with you today because as I am sure that you are aware of, Bitcoin has had a bit of a dump, a bit of an unfortunate dump, but this is something we expected. I've been telling you for the past 2 days now, I did expect us to break this support and I did expect us to see this price action towards the downside. Now, looking at this chart here, this is a chart that I've been showing you for quite a while now. And as you can see, we did break towards the downside and we had a little bit of slow price action right here, just a little bit of sideways action here before we did get this pretty substantial pullback. I was talking about sort of the TP points. The first TP for this break towards the downside was around $22,700. Second TP is around $20,700, which it came pretty close to. And then the final TP for this rising wedge pattern is just under 19,000 at $18,900, $800 approximately. So that's what I'm looking at as of right now. Now we can have had this pretty non-stop price action towards the downside. So from looking at it, a little relief rally might be something in play before we can see any more downwards price action, which I do anticipate. I do anticipate these take profits to be hit. So I do think there will be more price action towards the downside. But in that sort of shorter term time frame, I do think a possible little relief rally before that next move down is something that we could potentially see, because obviously looking at the indicators, as we always do, they are in that very, very oversold vicinity. The RSI has dropped below 30 on the 8-hour. We can also have a look on the 12 hour as well. If we have a look at the 12-hour, we'll see what the indicators are looking like there as well. Exactly the same scenario. So looking at the RSI has dipped below 30. Stochastic RSI and the stochastic are in that very, very oversold vicinity, indicating to me that a little push towards the upside or a little period of consolidation just to sort of reset these indicators is something that is needed right now before we can see these next price targets being hit. As I said, that $20,700 target and that approximate sort of $19,000 target to be hit. So what I am going to expect over the next few days is just a potential, little consolidation period, or we could see a little push towards the upside before that next move towards the downside. So that's sort of what I'm looking at on the Bitcoin charts. But sort of why are we seeing this? That's sort of what we want to know. Why are we seeing this? And this is because of the DXY. And I've been showing you this chart for a while, this DXY chart for a while now. And I told you we did break above this resistance here. It's been previous major resistance. When we do break above that resistance level, I was anticipating that we would see, I don't know what's happened with the time frame here. Let me just change that back to the, yeah, so there we go. So what I told you is when we were getting that break above the resistance here, I was expecting to see the price of the DXY come up and most likely test this high from back here, which is sat at approximately $109. We're pretty close to that. We're getting there. We are currently sat at $108 approximately. And yeah, I do think we are going to have that last little push towards the upside on the DXY, all the way up to that $109 level, which will obviously, bring Bitcoin down even more, potentially to those lower price targets that I do have. But this is why we have seen Bitcoin have this pullback, because we are seeing this pump in the DXY. And as long as we continue to see the DXY going up, we are going to continue to see Bitcoin go down. So we just have to be very, very aware of that. And I will keep you updated with this chart, keep you informed in this chart, keep you informed about this chart. And yeah, as I said, $109 is the target that I'm looking at for the DXY. That is going to be resistance because we are, because it is us going to be coming into this previous high back here. Looking at the indicators as well, we can see that we are getting into that overextended vicinity as well. As you can see, RSI has broken above 70. The stochastic is pretty high. Well, at the top, the stochastic RSI is at the top as well. So there is going to be a lot of resistance when we do come up to, if we do come up to this $109 level at this blue dotted line. So we do just have to be aware of that. And I do think we could potentially see a rejection from this blue dotted line, which would be extremely good for Bitcoin and the whole crypto market. This is what we want to see. We want to see a rejection from that level. Now, it doesn't mean that in the future, it will never break above that level. We do just have to be aware of that again. But if we do come up and test that, I do anticipate a rejection from that level, and then we can see the crypto market sort of recover again. And hopefully Bitcoin can establish its bottom for this leg down, so we can continue this nice price action towards the upside, which we have been seeing over the past few weeks. But we will see. There's a lot of talk about the price going lower. Sorry, there is a lot of talk about the price going lower as well, and I will look at that right now. So if I can just find this chart for you here. So this is a chart that I've been looking at for a very long time now, and it's given us two ranges now. Given us two ranges that we are either going to trade in the top range or the bottom range, or even break both of these ranges. So what I'm looking at here is this bearish flag pattern. So we can see this rising channel on the screen right now. And what I have done is I've taken the flagpole from up here to the very bottom of the move down here, and I've dragged that to the potential breakout point. And if we were to break towards the downside of this bearish flag, there is a price target of approximately $12,000. And I've said to you, I don't expect that price to be, I don't expect us to come down to $12,000, but it is something that is on the table. I don't expect it, and because there's a lot of support, and I'll go through that obviously, but it is something that is possible. So we just can't completely throw it off the table, and because as of right now we are breaking towards the downside of this bearish flag, that $12,000 target is something that is very realistic right now. And I just want to show you what's happened previously before I show you what's happening right now with this chart. But looking previously, we've had a bearish flag here, and we've also had this bigger bearish flag here as well. Now, what I want to bring up is the RSI, because the RSI has actually helped us previously determine if these bearish these bearish flags were going to play out. So what we can see on the RSI and the price action chart is, on the price action chart, we can see this bearish flag obviously here, and we've had that move, that's flagpole there. And what I'm looking at is the RSI. Now the RSI was forming these higher highs, as you can see here, getting these nice higher highs, but then we formed this sort of support level here, and once we broke that support level on the RSI, we did start to see a bit of uncertainty with Bitcoin. We were at the very bottom of the bearish flag, and we were finding support, but we weren't seeing much sort of volume, much buying volume to push that price back off that support. So what eventually happened was Bitcoin broke. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. But Bitcoin broke that support of this bearish flag, and then we got that massive move towards the downside, which, as you can see, took us from around $40,000 all the way down to $25,000. And that all happened because of this break of this support level on the RSI right here. So we got the break of the support of the RSI, and then we got the break of the bearish flag. We saw the exact same scenario with this smaller bearish flag as well. So looking at the RSI, we were forming these higher highs. We formed this nice support level, but we did get the break towards the downside. When we got the break towards the downside, the day after, what followed from that break towards the downside in the RSI was a break towards the downside of the bearish flag on the price action chart. So we can sort of see a pattern that is forming here. And Unfortunately, the exact same thing has happened right now. So, looking at the price action we've been seeing for the past few weeks now, we can see that we have this bearish flag here. We know we've had this bearish flag. I've been talking about it for a while. But looking at the RSI, we do have these higher highs. We're getting these higher highs again, and we have this trend line, the support line. And what happened a few days ago is we did break that. Unfortunately, we did break that support level. And a few days later, what we are seeing now, the bearish flag is actually breaking towards the downside. So this is indicating to me that $12,000 target is something that is pretty realistic now, because looking at these two previous bearish flags, the price targets were hit perfectly. Now, I've said that $12,000, I don't expect the price to come down to that, but it is looking more likely to me that $12,000 is something that is going to be very, very, very realistic. So we do just have to be very careful of that. But the good thing is there is a lot of support coming in, and I did talk about those ranges. So as we can see here, we have this 12-hour resistance. This is the daily chart, but this is more this resistance is more sort of in use on the 12-hour, but it is seen on the daily as well. So we've got resistance up here. Lots of resistance up here, and we've had this rejection, which is why we are seeing this pretty substantial pullback in Bitcoin. Now, what we are doing as of right now is we are testing a major support level. I posted this on Twitter as well. Make sure you click the link in the description, follow our Twitter. I'll keep you updated with all the charts there as well. But what we can see here is that Bitcoin is coming into this first major support level. Now, what I tend to do is I'll draw these blue boxes on my charts. These blue boxes are major support levels, and we can see two of them on the screen. So this first major support level has been major support previously. So we can see a nice bounce off this support here, but it's also been major resistance. We can see two rejections from that resistance as well. So this is a very, very key level as of right now, and this is what's currently holding up the price of Bitcoin. And if we do break this support, that could be very bad. We could then see the price come down to approximately 19,000. That's another major support level. As you can see, major support previously. So it is going to be a very critical level if we do come down to that level. But if we can hold this major support level, that will be good. What I'll be looking for to sort of invalidate this bearish flag would be to find support along this major support level here, get a nice bounce and break back up into this bearish flag. Now, the break towards the downside hasn't been confirmed yet. We still have 10 hours and 30 minutes left of this candle. So there is a possibility we could have that push towards the upside, find support at the bottom of the bearish flag, and then see some movement towards the upside, potentially back up to that resistance. That is one scenario, yes. But as of right now, the bearish scenario looks like it could be playing out. So we do just have to take that into consideration. Now, if we can get held up by the support, as I said, that's good. We can call this a fake out, and we can carry on talking about the price action towards the upside and continue seeing this price action towards the upside. But if we do break the support, my next target for Bitcoin is down at $19,000. Once we get to that level, I'll go into more depth about sort of what's going to happen if we do get to that level. But if we were to get to that level, we would have to find support along that level. Otherwise, 12,000 is pretty realistic for me. If we broke this second major support level here, then I would most likely be telling you that we will come down to 12,000. I would be pretty 99% sure that we would come down to 12,000 if we did break that second major support level. So hopefully we can hold these major support levels. And what we want to see is a break of this resistance, this 12-hour resistance up here, which is also a daily resistance, but it's more, you can see it more a bit. You can see it more on the 12-hour. But yeah, as I said, it's still a daily level as well, a daily resistance level. Now, to invalidate all of these price targets, so sort of 19,000 and this $12,000 potential price target, we need to break above $24,500 approximately. That's the level that we need to get above for me to be happy that we are going to continue this price action towards the upside, potentially back up to 28,000 and follow through with this potential bull market, and it's not being a bear market rally, because this is what this could be. This could have just been a bear market rally, and now we are getting that next leg down, potentially to the previous lows, or we could go lower. Just a quick question from Devon. How are you doing, Devon? If Bitcoin comes down to the 12K area, where do you believe ETH would be sitting, AJ? I will go through ETH in just a second, so give me 2 minutes and I will go through that for you. Just get out of this chart quickly. Yeah, so basically, for me to flip bullish, I do need to get above $24,500 for me to stay bullish. But as of right now, I am quite bearish because it looks like we could get the break towards the downside of this bearish flag and these major support levels. So we do just have to be aware of that. Quickly again, more reason why we are seeing this price action towards the downside is because we are seeing this rejection on the S&P 500 from this resistance, this daily resistance level, and that lines up perfectly with the 200 MA. For Ethereum, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Now, I told you I wasn't going to take any action on Ethereum until we broke this major support level, but I did actually open up a little short position when we did get rejected from this. Let me just get my pen. When we got a rejection from this previous support and now resistance level, I did open a nice little short position, and obviously that is in a little bit of profit as of right now. So that move has been around almost 10% move. That was with 5x leverage. So it is in some nice profit as of right now. But it is sort of a risky one because there is this very, very major support. We are in major support as of right now, like we are with Bitcoin. So looking at this major blue level here, previous support previously, and major resistance previously as well. It looks like we are getting that break towards the downside. So if we do get that break towards the downside of this support level, the next target that I am looking at is around $1,350. That is the first TP for this move towards the downside. Then the next TP is around $1,000. So if we see Bitcoin coming down to its targets of 19,000, I do expect to see Ethereum back down at $1,000. So I hope that has answered your question, Devin. That's where I expect the price to come down to if Bitcoin continues its price action towards the downside, down to those levels of around 19,000. Now, I haven't really spoken about altcoins much on this channel recently. I've done a few trades. Previous trade I've done is the link trade, the chain link trade that hit my TP2 perfectly. I did actually completely close that trade. I was asleep whilst it happened, but I had the final TP set at $7.02. So as you can see, that trade was fulfilled with 110% profit, which was a pretty nice trade if you ask me. So I've seen some nice profits from that trade. Now I do think the price is going to continue to come down to this TP3 level here at the approximate $6 level, but I did take profit because all the indicators were telling me to take profit. So I thought it would be safer to just take profit at this TP2. And if it did come down to this TP3, then, I've got that 100% profit here. So I'm not too bothered about that. It could have been a near 200% if I held it down to TP3. But as I said, the indicators were indicating to me that we were in that very oversold region. So a potential push towards the upside could be necessary before seeing more price action towards the downside. So I just took profit on that. But if you want to see more trades like this, then smash that like button, and I'll make sure to show you more trades like this. I did show you that last Saturday, Friday and Saturday. I went through this trade with you. We were coming into major resistance. We saw a massive decrease in volume, and the indicators were very, very oversold. So I was expecting this pullback, and that's exactly what happened. So make sure you smash that like button if you want to see more trades like this. Let's look at some of the comments. Can ETH merge? Currently negative market sentiment. Potentially. Gurav, potentially. Coming into the merge, I do think we could see a little pump towards the upside for Ethereum, but it's sort of one of those things, you sort of buy the news, and then once the news out, you see a massive sell-off, and that's sort of what I believe is going to happen. Once the merge actually happens, I do think we won't see a positive reaction to it. I don't think. I don't know what your opinion is. Let me know what your opinion is in the comment, but in the comment section. But yeah, coming into the merge, I do think we are going to see a little rally for Ethereum potentially. But after we do get that merge, I do think there is going to be quite a big sell-off, because if we do get that push towards the upside as the news comes in, people are going to start taking profits. And that's when you're going to see sort of that cascading effect of the price coming down, and just that spiral effect of the price coming down. So I do think coming into the merge, we are going to see that pump. But definitely when the merge does happen, I do think we are going to see a pullback. I could be wrong, but that is just what I think. I've seen it happen before, so that is what I do expect. But yeah, in the coming days, I do think we are going to see Ethereum continue to come down again if we do continue to see the price of Bitcoin come down as well. Now, there is another thing that I wanted to show you. Is there any other charts I wanted to show you? Yeah, so this chart here quickly. This is a bullish chart, but this, isn't going to play out for a while, but it is something that I just want to show you now. This is a falling wedge on the weekly chart. So we can see lots of resistance at the top, and previous resistance before we used it as support, use this support level as support. So this is something I'm going to be looking at in the future. I will keep you updated on this, obviously, as well, but it's something we're going to be looking at in the future. Once we get a break of this resistance, okay, I'm going to be flipping quite bullish, but then I do want to get above this major resistance here. As you can see previously, major resistance here. Major support before we got that break towards the downside. Getting my world modeled up there. But yeah, if we do get a break of this in the future, I am expecting this resistance to be tested again, and then hopefully get a break of that resistance, and then we can confirm that the bull market is back in play. But for now, it looks like we are going to come down. And if these price targets for Bitcoin are hit, sort of those $19,000 price targets, then I do anticipate that we are going to come down and test the support. Potentially, we could come down to the previous lows at $17,500 again, approximately. And we could find support along that level if we do break below these major support levels, get a bounce off there, coming back up into resistance. So yeah, I will keep you updated with this chart as well. But I think that's sort of everything that I'm looking at on the charts. I do have something else to show you. I did show you in yesterday's video as well. So we have Ian McMillan. Just something to keep in mind as everyone gets bulled up. Not saying it's happening. Not saying it happens, not saying it doesn't happen, but IMO, it's a scenario worth contemplating. So what he's saying is that the 2007 and 2008, well, the 2008 crash is looking very similar to what we are seeing right now. And as you can see, this chart perfectly shows the S&P 500, and it is showing us that we are coming into that resistance at that 200 MA, as you can see up here. As of right now, if we do bring up that S&P 500, we have already got a rejection. This was a few days ago, so we've already had that rejection from the 200 MA on the S&P 500. Now, what happened in 2007, 2008, when we did get that rejection in 2008 from that 200 MA, this is when we saw that massive crash, that massive last leg down for the S&P 500. And now, because we have had a rejection from this 200 MA, and it's looking pretty similar with this support and resistance level, this grey support and resistance level, it's looking very similar to the 2008 crash. So this is something that we do just have to bear in mind. If we do come down to this support level here, this grey area, and we do break below that, then I do think we could see another big move towards the downside. There's another tweet here as well from Justin Bennett. He's also explaining how the S&P 500 is looking exactly the same as it did in 2008. So what we can see is that we've got these red resistance levels here, and when we do get rejected from these levels, we do have those massive pullbacks. And in 2008, we did get a rejection from this red line here, this last red line, this bottom red line, and that's where we saw that massive crash. And as of right now, we are getting that rejection from that red line. So that is something we do have to be very aware of. Now, I know a lot happened in 2008, and say a lot happens at this current time, then I do think that could happen. But I think something very bad has to happen for us to see that again. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. It is a potential. It is potentially. It is a potential to happen. You know, it's sitting on the side of the table. It could happen. Let's hope it doesn't. But if it does, it just gives us great buying opportunities. But you know, if we did see that crash, then almost definitely we would see Bitcoin down at 12,000, 10,000, maybe even below 10,000. So we just have to be very aware of that. But yeah, in the shorter time frame, we do have these major support. Well, this on the daily time frame, we do have this major support level. Hopefully, these major support levels can hold us up. If we do get a break towards the downside here, it is a good a good shorting opportunity for me. I am already in a slight short for Bitcoin on my personal accounts. If we do get a break towards the downside of this support level, I will be adding to that short position as well, and I will be riding that all the way down to this support level down here around 19,000. So that's what I'm doing with my current trades at the moment. I will be adding to my short right here if we do get that break towards the downside, but only if we do get the break towards the downside of the support, because again, this is a major support level, so there is a high possibility we could get a bounce off this level. And yeah, see that price action towards the upside. Now, I'm a bit skeptical of time. I do have to be somewhere in a bit. So I know there's a lot of questions. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to answer them all because I do have to leave soon. But let's just have a quick look. Bitcoin just needs to stop its following drop to 12K already. Yeah, do you know what? If it went down to 12K, and I'm sure you can all agree, I wouldn't be too bothered. For me, it's just perfect buying opportunities to buy Bitcoin back at 12,000 again. You know, that would be amazing. I never thought I'd see the day again. But if we do get a break towards the downside of this bearish flag, there is that possibility. So we do just have to be aware if we do have any long positions in. And yeah, one other thing as well before I go, we do have this. I did show you yesterday as well, but cash levels are at their high since 2001. Plenty of cash on the sidelines. Now, this just shows us that a lot of people, a lot of institutions are keeping their cash reserve on the side. They're not investing into anything because, you know, a lot of people are still uncertain. There is a lot of FUD that we are going lower, you know, in the traditional market as well, as with the crypto market. So this is why we are seeing a lot of cash sat on the sides, because there is that uncertainty. So if we do get this next leg towards the downside, that's when I do think we are going to see that money sort of flowing into these riskier assets from the institutions especially, and then we get a little pump, and then I think we will see the retail investors sort of follow into that as well. So that's what I will be looking out for. Look at the DXY as well. That could be the DXY coming up to that $109 level again, getting that rejection, and that's when sort of the money, I think, will be flowing into the riskier assets, such as sort of the NASDAQ, the traditional market and the crypto market. So yeah, there is a possibility we could break above the $109 level on the NASDAQ as well. On the DXY as well. So just have to be aware of that. But that's all I've got for you today. Altcoin wise, you know, I've been saying this for a while. You know, I've only been trading altcoins with USDT. I haven't actually been investing into altcoins because I'm so uncertain with the market right now. And if we do continue to see this movement towards the downside, then we are going to see the altcoins get hit a lot more. I know, you know, we talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum a lot on this channel. And I want to be talking about more of the altcoins a lot as well, because throughout the previous bull market, the altcoins is where I made the most of my money. So obviously I am going to be getting into altcoins, but right now is just not the time for me. And it's proving it right here. Seeing Bitcoin have this pullback, we are going to see these altcoins have bigger pullbacks. And that is just what's going to happen. So I am just staying away from these altcoins until I'm happy that Bitcoin has um, sort of established its bottom. $17,500 may not have been the bottom. 12,000 could be the bottom. But once I'm happy that Bitcoin has established that bottom, that's when I'm going to start getting into the altcoins. It's not worth the risk getting into altcoins now, seeing your altcoin portfolio get absolutely crushed, and then just getting really upset with yourself because you could have just held off. So for me, from my experience in the past, I am just holding off, waiting for Bitcoin to establish that bottom and continue dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, because even though Bitcoin still has that possibility to go down, every time it goes down, I am just still dollar cost averaging in, because I know that if I dollar cost average into Bitcoin, my portfolio is not going to be hit as hard as it would if I was dollar cost averaging into altcoins, to say. So I am just going to continue dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, because I know that Bitcoin's percentage wise is going to go down a lot less than altcoins are. So my portfolio is going to decrease a lot less if I do just stick to Bitcoin. But once I'm happy that Bitcoin has established that bottom, and we are going to start um, seeing the old run, then I will then get into those altcoins pretty heavily, because obviously that's where you see the bigger returns in these smaller altcoins. So yeah, be aware of that in the future. Of course, I'm going to go through what I am going to be buying this bull market. We do have that bear market strategy video as well. I'll have to put that in the description for you as well. But yeah, altcoins as of right now, I'm still just holding off. I'm not happy that Bitcoin has established its bottom. It could have established its bottom. We may form a higher low with this next leg towards the downside. We never know. So I am just waiting to see if we can break to. My Wi-Fi just cut out there for a minute. I've got this Starlink satellites go around the Earth, so sometimes I do get those patches where the Wi-Fi cuts out for a split second. But okay. So anything else? I'll buy to zero if I have to. So will I. So will I. Yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Just be very aware. If you're looking at charts, look at this support level. Draw this support level into your chart. This support level is between the $21,200 level and $21,600 level. If we do break that, I do think we are going to see the price come down to 19,000, which will hit these price targets of around 19,000 on this rising wedge pattern as well. Ethereum, what am I looking at? If it breaks this major support level here, we are most likely going to come down to $1,300. The next target is $1,000 if we do break that as well. So that is what I'm looking at. I hope this has helped you and helped you understand where the market is most likely going to go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you smash the like button. It does really help us out. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to see more trades like this. I will be bringing more trades like this to the channel as well. I do trade a lot in my free time, so I'll be bringing more trades like this. And smash a like if you do want to see those trades. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with Ben as well. So I'll see you tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day.